No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And I'm not sure, are we going by Lil CC or
CC or Lil CC, either one.
or your full Instagram?
Sydney?
Sydney
You are
Christine?
Sydney Christine, yeah.
Okay. So all of those are acceptable?
All those are acceptable, yes.
Okay. And this is your first ever interview?
Yes, in person, talking, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you tell me, like, if you meet a guy in the club, what do you describe? Like, if he says, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you say?
I'm a model / music producer.
Okay, but model first?
Yeah. Or no, both. They're both equally. I do them equally.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. And so, what are you looking to get out of this interview? Like, is this a part of a like particular rollout, or like what makes you want to do this now?
Yeah, I have a lot of music dropping. So not my music. I don't rap or anything, but like, I make beats. So a lot of artists that I work with are dropping. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so
campaigns and stuff coming out.
What's coming out?
Campaigns, like modeling stuff.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're dropping all this stuff coming up soon. All right, so let's start at the beginning though. Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California, more specifically Inglewood, Playa del Rey area.
Okay, and so what was your upbringing like?
My upbringing, I was mainly raised with my mom up until I was like 15, and then after that, I kind of like lived by myself at my grandma's house. She moved up north to help my brother take care of his baby while he was in college. So I was kind of like by myself most of the time since I was like 14, 15.
You live in a crazy part of Inglewood or what?
Kind of. Well, it used to be. It's kind of like gentrified now, like Manchester and Prairie.
Okay.
Like right where the
Forum?
SoFi.
Okay,
yeah, the Forum. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. So Inglewood's on the up and up. Everything's getting better over there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Back then it was like a little bit more crazier, but now it's not like that.
So you weren't seeing crazy in high school growing up?
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of. The high school I went to was in Playa del Rey, but it was so small. I didn't have any friends there. So my friends were in like Inglewood and stuff. So yeah, like after school, but in school, no. I was in private school my whole life.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So that was like, it was very proper and everything?
No, it was like a all black private school.
Oh, really?
Not all black, but majority all black private school.
What was life like for like the two white kids?
Huh?
Was there like two white kids?
Yeah, literally.
What was life
white
like
kids.
for them? I'm just trying to figure that out now.
They liked it. They really liked it. One of them actually got a scholarship to UCLA for baseball. So
okay.
Yeah, he's living life now.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So wait, okay. So what did your parents do? Like
my parents. So my mom actually she had a very hard life coming up. She didn't do much, but now she's like a speech therapist. My dad doesn't do nothing either. I actually don't know my dad. That was another part of my upbringing. I don't know him like that. But I know his mom, which is weird. And she's very wealthy. Very, very wealthy. So that's why I was able to go to private school my whole life and live in Playa del Rey sometimes.
But you never met your dad, but you met his
him,
mom.
but not like that.
Really?
Yeah, I lived with his mom, but I don't know him like that. I probably see him like once every other year. So, and he would be there for like 10, 15 minutes, but like I don't know him like that. No.
And what, he just got a cold heart? He don't give a fuck?
He don't. Oh, drop my bag. No, he don't care. Not.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's interesting.
No, he doesn't.
Damn. But I'm just interested what the private schools are like out here too, because I'm putting my kids in private schools.
Oh, nice. Where?
I don't know. I'm definitely not sitting on here.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
My kid's only 2 anyway, so it's like this is like way in the future.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love it. I love growing up out here. It was really fun. Yeah, private schools are good. I feel like I'm well rounded. I know a lot of things. I feel like they help me mature faster in a way. In a good way, like in a way where I know a lot about the world and other people and stuff. So
right,
yeah.
Definitely. So what did you do after high school, or like what kind of kid were you in high school?
In high school, I was very quiet. Actually, that's where I started my music career. I would make beats like by myself at lunch. I was very, very quiet. Now I'm like a lot more outgoing, but I didn't have any friends. I was just sitting by myself.
Why? Why do you think that was? Why were you so like to yourself?
I'm not even gonna lie. I just thought I was better than them, or like I knew more than them. Like it wasn't on no like, and they would bully me because I guess that was the energy I gave off, rightfully so. But like I didn't do anything to anybody. Like I just didn't like to talk to them like that. They kind of was just, I don't know. I just like to be in my own world.
Wow.
So,
Were you like deep in the internet already at that age?
and I'm a Cancer. I'm like to myself.
Oh,
So.
really? Okay.
Deep in the internet, kind of a little bit, yeah.
I'm just imagining you being on like Tumblr every day or something and being like,
I was
fuck
on
these kids in
Tumblr, but
school.
like,
I'm on Tumblr.
no. Yeah, I was on Instagram. Like
Okay.
my pictures were definitely on Tumblr, but I didn't have a Tumblr personally. But my pictures would go viral.
Okay, so you were doing the model thing from an
Yeah.
early age? Like, when did you start
Yes.
that?
I didn't start professionally modeling until I was like 18. So
Okay.
after high school, but I would take a lot of like Instagram pictures and stuff like while I was in high school.
Okay. And people are just like reposting them all over the internet,
Yeah.
not knowing that you're in high
Yeah, I
school?
always had like a decent amount of followers since high school.
Really interesting. So, but you weren't like dating anybody during that time? I guess
During high school, no.
I can understand now why you were like thought you were kind of better than all the kids in school because you
Yeah.
already have this like online persona going on.
Yeah, not necessarily better, but like I just felt like they couldn't relate to me. I didn't mean to say better. Like,
Right.
yeah, just not relatable. Like, you know, because they looked at me as so like, oh, you're just whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I must be that then, you know? Like, it wasn't necessarily that. Like, I just felt like they just didn't understand what it was like for me to have like a lot of attention at such a young age and like not have anybody else that's kind of like that around me.
But were the kids in school, were they like kind of oblivious to the fact that you were popping online, or were they aware of it? Okay.
They knew. Yeah, they knew.
And this was just something for them to talk shit about, or what?
Yeah, like they just would kind of just be like, oh, you're just that girl that just posts pictures all the time and you don't care about anything but that. Like, and it's like, you guys just don't know what I care about, you know? So like, they just didn't get it.
Welcome
like,
to 2023. That's all anybody cares about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you can make money now. Back then, you couldn't make any money on it. So it's like, okay, they just didn't know.
It's easy to forget like how being an Instagram model or like being popping as a social media influencer is kind of a new concept that people weren't really even tapped into a few years ago.
Yeah, I never really wanted to be like the influencer vibe. I really wanted to be like supermodel because I'm very tall, like slim
How tall?
and stuff. I'm 5'10".
Okay.
So like I wanted to get at the time like into like, you know, Nike campaigns and beauty campaigns, and that's like what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So that was like my goal.
So when did you first get contacted about the modeling thing though?
Actually, I had a manager, Jacob York, he's outside, and he reached out to me like, why don't you model like professionally? Like I see you just take pictures on Instagram, but like you should actually model. And I was like, you know what? I do want to model, but I was so like unsure of how. And then I went to the agency, I took digital pictures, and I got signed, and immediately I was being booked for everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So just all of a sudden you're making a bunch of money and like just having super busy days of doing all this crazy ass shit? It must have been pretty wild.
Busy days, yeah.
And the modeling agency you're with now, Will, how do you say it?
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina.
Yeah.
It's like the most
Wilhelmina.
famous agency. I should know how to say this.
Yeah, it is pretty famous.
But that's like that's the first one you signed to, or did you eventually end up there?
I'm only with Wilhelmina. Yeah,
Okay.
only ever been with Wilhelmina.
And what kind of stuff were they booking you for at first?
All types of like Sephora campaigns, like lifestyle, like Nike. Like I'm vegan, so a lot of like the brands I wanted to work for, I wanted it to be mainly vegan if I could. So I've turned down jobs like Uggs. Like I would not shoot for stuff like that. So it came to a point where I was literally able to like create my own career and pick the jobs that I wanted to shoot for. So yeah, I loved it. But mainly like beauty stuff, like makeup, cosmetics.
Damn. So that did it just feel like you had finally made it, or like your life had just changed overnight?
No, I actually was never satisfied. Like I always wanted more, to be bigger, and that's kind of why I don't know, like I just didn't do any interviews at that time, like just because I just felt like I'm not where I want to be. Who wants to interview me? Like no one wants to interview me. Like that's just the mentality I had, like I need to get better. And now I'm not that hard on myself like the way I was.
Right, but it's interesting because people tend to blow themselves out so fast these days. So what age were you when you got this Drake production placement?
I was 22,
something
like that.
And so I guess let's just like go into how this came about. When did you start producing music?
I was 17 in high school. I was making beats, and I always went to a musical-based school. All the private schools I went to was all about music. Like, they really emphasized music class. Like, every year you had to do some type of musical performance in front of the whole school, everyone. So Whether you sing, play an instrument, whatever, like you had to do something like that. So that's kind of where my history of music or me learning how to make music came about, was from, going to private school. And my ear for sound and like, different pitches or whatever, learning how to work with singers or different artists. Cause I was always on like the instrument side of music, never really like singing or anything like that. So yeah, so that's when it came about. I started actually really getting good at it when I was like 17 or 18. And your next question is how everything.
Well, I just also want to say it's kind of interesting because it's like being a model is all about how you look, and being a producer is almost 0% how you look, besides like the marketing at a certain stage. So it's interesting that you like were drawn to these two different things. One that's all about your appearance, and one that's kind of completely like you alone in your room.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy about that, I've always been into music before I even thought I was pretty. Like, I didn't find out I was pretty till like later on in high school. I kind of was just more of a tomboy. I played a lot of sports, so I was kind of just like an athletic kid. Like, I didn't really like care, but I was cute. But like when I started to, take Instagram more serious, my followers would just shoot up, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty. Like, I'm really pretty. Like, let me start posting more. So
I've known girls like that in my life who like being pretty, like a big part of it is trying to look pretty, because if you aren't putting makeup on or wearing a nice outfit or doing your hair right or whatever, it's a good chance that people are not going to look at you like that. It's you kind of have to embrace it.
I just didn't care at that time, and then I started caring when I realized, oh, this can turn into something. Like, someone could discover me, or someone could see me, or a job, like different brands or whatever. So I just always want to take the complete advantage of any opportunity that I do have that's like that. And just make the most out of it.
So did you go to college, or you just go straight into the modeling
thing? I actually got kicked out of high school. I never finished high school.
Really? What did you get kicked out for?
Fighting. Yeah, I was fighting at a private school. Very bad idea.
Wow. What happened? What were you fighting over?
Just this kid was like bullying my brother, and the school was already tired of me for like not obeying the uniform policy. Like, I would wear what I wanted. Like, I would just walk out of class and leave class. Like, I was not like a private school type student. Like, if I was at a public school, I'd have probably thrived. But private school, their rules are very strict, and I just didn't follow that. So that fight was just their last.
You're fighting a dude?
Yeah, dude.
Why, he was just talking shit or what?
He was bullying my little brother.
Really?
Yeah, on Snapchat.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers. And my older brother is actually why I care about music. That was another thing.
Really? Wait, so he was bullying him on Snapchat? So this is real? This really is how it goes down?
Yeah.
We hear about this on the news and shit, but...
No, yeah, he was bullying him on Snapchat, like, recording him, like, zoomed in on him. And I was just like... Someone in my class the next day had told me, and they was like, oh, he was making fun of your brother on Snapchat. And my brother's not a social media person. And I am. So I felt like they were doing that because it's my little brother. So I was just like, oh, I have to like say something. And like, he did not care about anything I was saying.
Right.
So I got kind of aggressive.
Wow. You beat his ass?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't get any hits in on you?
His parents was very obsessed. No. His parents was very upset. So
yeah, if I got beat up by a girl, by a model.
It was like I caught him off guard type. Like, and I was an athletic girl. Like, I was an athlete. So like,
you sucker punched him?
Yeah.
Wow.
From the back. He was turned that way. He didn't even know.
That's a good move.
He didn't see me. So
yeah.
Because he turned around like trying to act like it was funny. It was not funny. Like, this is my little brother. And he doesn't even do social media. I felt he was trying to attack me in a way, like me and my little brother, and I did not like that. Like, come straight to me, like,
right.
I don't know. That's just how I thought.
You gotta stand on your shit. How'd your parents feel when you got kicked out, though?
They didn't really, they were not that upset, no. It was mainly my mom and my grandma. They already knew I was over school, and they knew since I was 18, I guess you have to, like, enroll yourself into school. I wasn't doing that.
Right.
I was not re-enrolling into school.
And you already knew the modeling thing was going to happen at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though, like, they didn't believe in me when it came to what I wanted to do. Like, they wanted me to go to school and do this and that and get a job that you needed some type of schooling for. But that was never anything I wanted to do.
Right. So when you get into the modeling world, what's it like? Like, what's the culture of that shit like? Because I've known some girls who are models throughout the years, and they definitely are telling me about crazy ass shit about having to starve themselves and all kinds of
See,
shit.
I never had that experience. Maybe that's more New York, I would feel like, because it's like high fashion modeling
Yeah,
out
I think the
there.
high
And
fashion
I've
shit is when they
never
have to be
done that.
super skinny.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never got into high fashion modeling. I was more into beauty. It's literally just your face. So I just they've never weighed me. Like they'll take your measurements just for like the brand can make sure that they have your correct sizing. But like other than that, no. Like I've never had like a problem with them.
I have a side question. Are you the first beautiful person in your family, or is it like, do you come from a long line of attractive people? Because you're talking like you just figured it out one day, like, oh, I could be hot.
No, like, okay, my mom is very beautiful. Everyone in my family is mixed, so everyone in my family is gorgeous. I just think that they're not, like, into their looks the way I was. My mom went to cosmetology school, so she was at some point, but, again, she had, like, a hard life, so, like, she just stopped caring about all that stuff, but I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna do that, okay? Like, everything that you didn't want to do, I'm gonna do, so.
Right.
Yeah, me and her butted heads a lot because of that, because she was just like, but I've tried it before. You could not be successful, like this and that. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be successful. Like, I'm going to do something with it, you know?
So, okay, you're going hard with the modeling shit. Does that start opening a lot of doors for you socially? Like, all of a sudden, you're just, like, at the right parties and clubs? Like, how has your life changed in that regard?
Oh, I don't go partying, clubbing, and anything like that. But what's crazy, the times I do go partying or clubbing is when my life changes, like money in the grave. That's another story.
Right. We got to get to that sooner or later.
Yeah, we got to get to that story. It's because of going out. But, like, I pick and choose when I go out. Like, I don't just go out just to be seen or to have fun. It's not fun to me. I want to network. Like, that's when I get to know people and meet people and, you know, create relationships that I could use later on in life. Like, that's how I, you know, move. I don't really just I don't like getting drunk and, like, all that.
Right. No, me neither. I'm so over the drinking thing at this point. But it's so true because I'm on the level like with being a dad and stuff where I'm never going out at this point. But I was just in Vegas for like 5 days for like the porn convention and everything. And, you know, I'm meeting Ray J. Well, I already met Ray J actually, but I'm like, you know, about to get the interview with Ray J. I'm like meeting just like nonstop different people and everything. And it's just like, oh, right. Like being out in public is so important, but it's also just so time consuming and just hard for me to fit into my fucking lifestyle, you know?
Yeah, it is pretty hard. It is hard.
Yeah, but okay, so in regards to like the whole networking side of things though, like I feel like at some point in all this, you must have like a million dudes DMing you, and that's got to be like a whole facet of this.
Actually, you know it's crazy. Like, yeah, of course, because like I'm gonna get some that do, but if it is an artist, it's 100% work. Like artists do not approach me in that way, and
really?
I don't know why. I don't care about why. I like that because I get to work with more people. But they don't. Even if I go and work with them, let's say I have a session with them in person, they don't try me. Like they don't.
That's so interesting because that's like the number one complaint from girls in the industry is that they'll try to meet up with somebody to work on music or do a photo shoot or whatever, and then they figure out that the guy just wants to do.
No. Like, they just let me go on about my day. Goodbye. Hope you have a good night. Like, no, they don't. And I love it. I like that because I could get a lot of work done that way.
Definitely. Okay, so the Drake thing. You met him, well, when did you first meet him?
So I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of not a fan, supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball. I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her. And I was like, oh, shit, bitch, you got Drake to follow me? Like, what the hell? Like, that's so crazy.
Oh, my God.
He followed me, and I lost it. I'm like, I have to meet Drake. Like, I love Drake. I've always loved Drake, still love Drake. So, basically, he followed me. Maybe a year later is when I built up the confidence to, like, message him on, like, some working stuff because I was 18 when I messaged him. And I DM'd him, like, hey, I make beats. Like, can I send you some beats? Like, no. I just wanted him to say my tag. I'm like, you don't have to. It just seems so not realistic for him to get on one of my beats. I was like, can you just say my tag for me?
I mean, in the hierarchy of different things to ask Drake to do, asking him to listen to your beats is he gonna? I don't know, but it's not that big a deal. But then asking him to say your tag is it's kind of like far up on the totem pole because it's kind of like him co-signing your whole existence. If you end up being a serial killer, he's directly looped into that. Like the TMZ headline is going to be the girl that Drake did the beat tag for is a serial killer, you know? And like he's got to kind of be aware of that.
No, yeah, of course. But I just didn't think of it like that. I just thought like, you know, him creating a whole song on one of my beats, like that was just so far out of like my thought range. I don't know, like, but of course it was a goal. I would want that to happen. So he was like, "Is this really you? Is your page hacked?" And I'm like, I had to send a video. I sent him a video of me asking again. I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. Like, can I please, you know, send you something?" Because he was like, "Oh, send me some shit." But yeah, I had to send a video confirming like my page is not hacked. Right. It is me. I make beats.
But so you sent the beats and he didn't respond at that time?
No, I sent the beats and they were not good at the time. When I was 18, they were not good.
And he told you that?
He didn't respond. So I guess no, he didn't like them.
Okay.
But yeah, they were not that great back then. So fast forward. What's crazy is I wasn't even supposed to end up at this party. I was asleep. And, you know, parties out here end at like 2. It was like 12 by the time I woke up from a nap.
So you just fell asleep on the couch? You just fell asleep on the couch at the party?
No, I went to bed. No, I was going to sleep. I was not planning on going out. My friends, my 2 friends, shout out Chanel, she was like, bitch, come to this party. It's so lit. Da-da-da. It was at Poppy. Do you know Poppy, the club? Yeah. So I was just like, you know, I'm just waking up. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go. She's like, no, you have to come. Please come. Like, this is the one event. Please come. Like, please. I was like, okay, whatever. So I get up. I get dressed. I hit one of my other friends that is cool with all the security guards because I already knew it was gonna be. Detail. It was a after party for Grammy after party for Drake and Meek Mill. This is like when they first got cool again. So everyone was there. Like, it was packed. Like, outside literally was like a sea of people.
Right.
So I was just like, I already know I'm not going to be able to get in. So I called my friend Kwame. Shout out Kwame. And
Kwame
he
Brown?
knows.
Kwame Brown?
No.
Okay.
Kwame the Don.
There's got to be other ones.
Yeah, so he's cool with all of the security guards. And I knew if I go with him, he would just be able to get us straight in. So he got us straight in like I thought. And then we go. I meet up with my friends. And again, I'm like not the super social person. So in the back of this club called Poppy, they have like a smaller club where they have like their own bar, and like a photo booth. You know what I'm talking about? Have you been there?
I haven't been there, but I heard about the
bar
separate bar.
It's like
thing,
a separate bar and like a separate everything. So I went back there. Like, I'm not really like trying to be. It was packed. It was so many people in there.
Right.
So, yeah. So I walk in there, and my back is to the door. And I'm standing with my 2 friends, and I hear, CC, like behind me. And I'm like looking at them because I didn't want to just turn around. If it's somebody I don't want to talk to, I don't want to acknowledge that I saw them.
Right.
So I'm looking at them, and I'm like, who's talking to me? Like, who is that calling my name? But they're just standing there like so in shock, just like just looking like, I'm like, bitch, who the fuck is behind me? Like, tell me who's behind me. Who is this? He ends up like right next to me, and I'm like, right along with them. I'm like, oh shit, like what the fuck? And then he was like, CC, do you still make beats? First thing he says, like doesn't even say anything else. Do you still make beats? I was like, yeah. Even though I was just like deep into my modeling career.
Because you hadn't even met him in real life at this point, right?
I had never met him in real life. So I was like, oh shit.
And so he skips the introduction and everything?
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck. Like, goddamn, that's crazy. So I was so nervous. I was like shaking damn near. I was like, yeah, I still make beats. And he was like, okay, cool, send me some. Walks off.
Wow.
That was the whole interaction. I was like, oh shit. So then one of my other friends that I was with knows him. And then she was like, girl, you have to send him some stuff. I'll send it for you. Like, I'll give your number to him. Like, whatever. I'm like, cool, thanks, because I don't know how that was gonna happen.
It's so interesting. I feel like Drake saw you and just like felt the energy. She's gonna be a star. She's gonna be on No Jumper one day. Yeah. I just need to. I just need to be the guy who kind of helps usher her into the game.
Right. No. Yeah. And that's exactly what his energy was like throughout the whole process. Like, and from the time, what was crazy is right after that, I had to leave to go to London. I was shooting out there. And while I was shooting out there, normally, because I don't really have many friends like that besides the girl Chanel that I just said. So, being in London, I can't really talk to people like that out here because it's a different time zone. So I'm just
They're
like,
asleep when you're awake.
yeah, always shooting by myself. But Drake is really an owl. Like, he's really an owl. So I got a text and I was just like, who is up right now? Like, it's like 3, 4 in the morning. Like, and it was Drake. I was like, oh shit, Drake texted me.
Right.
I was like, oh fuck. And he was in the studio. He was sending me like a video. And he was like, he sent me a video of this song. Like, not of him, but it was like just, you know, like rocking to the
playing,
beat. And and it was like a little bit done. And then I was like, oh shit, like this song. And I heard Lil CC Let It Slap with the bass. I was like, oh fuck, oh shit. Yeah, so that was crazy. I was in there like in the changing room. I was in the dressing room while I was shooting and I was shaking all over again. I was like, oh shit, like my beats that I sent to him, he picked that one. Like I sent like 10 beats. And I just knew he was going to pick that one. I don't know.
It is pretty crazy because there's a million, you know, Instagram models, whatever, who are out here trying to rap, trying to make music, trying to do all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, some of them have varying degrees of success, but for him to just sort of like, you know, see your talent and recognize it like that, that's just dope, you know?
Yeah, it was dope. It was super dope. I was so like, wow, like that's crazy. Like I had no idea, like, he took it serious. Like, oh, you were serious. Like, you know, like, I just thought he was just trying to be nice or, like, you know, give me that boost of encouragement. Like, oh, I see you, you know. But, no, he actually fucked with my beat, you know, enough to make it a single.
You know, the message is great things can come from girls' high school basketball.
Really?
Well, I mean, that's how he found out about you at first, right?
Yeah, that is. I didn't hear that, but
wait, I thought that's what you said. That's why he followed you on the gram.
I thought you was just saying. Oh yeah.
I haven't been to a game. I don't know.
Me. No, that's why he followed me. Yeah, that's why he followed me.
That's the move, though. Move out to Calabasas and just go to all the high school games. Apparently.
Oh no, this was not. I didn't go to school in Calabasas.
No, but what's that school, Sierra Canyon or whatever, that he's like super into? Because
right
my dad told me he went to a Sierra Canyon basketball game because my dad's really into high school basketball, and he's just like, saw Floyd Mayweather at the basketball game the other day.
I heard a lot of celebrities are going.
My dad's like, he had about 20 necklaces on. What the hell is that about? I'm like, yeah, he's rich, Dad.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so okay, why did you go vegan and at what age?
Why did I go vegan?
And you have like a vegan blog?
Yeah, we were just talking about this. So basically, I went vegan because Chanel, shout out Chanel again. She wasn't vegan, but she just didn't eat any really meat. She was mainly pescatarian, which is you just eat fish, seafood.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I just ordered like some red meat, whatever I ordered. I was like 18, 19. Yeah, like 18. And she was like, that looks gross. And off rip, I don't know what it was. I was like, you are right. This is gross. Like, it was so nasty to me. Like, the way she just looked at it, that's all she had to say is, that's nasty.
Right.
And I don't know, like, Chanel was kind of like, Chanel's like 6 years older than me. So, like, she was kind of like my mom a little bit. She helped me a lot in life. So, anything she said, I was just like, damn, like, you're right. So, yeah, I went vegan before she did, though.
Oh, really?
I transitioned faster than her.
Hey, did you have a hard time with it at all?
No, because I transitioned. Like, I would cut out things one by one. Like, I cut out red meat first, and then I cut out chicken, and then I cut out fish. I was pescatarian for a year. That was, like, the hardest thing to cut out.
Uh-huh.
But the last thing I had was sushi, and then I never had fish again after that.
Do you think you're good for life?
Yeah, I just don't want to.
You could never be hungry enough?
No. I mean, what do you mean?
Like if you were starving. Like
starving as in
say
what?
You got stuck on an airplane for 8 hours and
I'm
nothing
good
to eat.
For 8 hours. I'm good.
8 hours, you're good?
I'm good. I'm not eating it.
No. It must be nice being
I never would eat plain food, first of all.
It must be nice being like a low 100-pound woman because I cannot go 8 hours.
I used to fly to Europe, going to London all the time, and that's more than 8, and I would not eat anything.
I mean, realistically, if you're stuck on a plane, they're going to give you like crackers and bread and shit.
No, yeah, I'm good though. I just know how to like check out and not even think about it. Like, I could just completely zone out.
Must be nice. Vegetables just don't fill me up. I got a real issue.
Oh, it's more than just vegetables. Vegetables is a side.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What, are you eating a lot of tofu and beans and shit?
I mean, that's like pasta, rice. I could get
that's
like
true.
A vegan burger. Like, they have a lot of vegan stuff now. But I love vegetables. I really love vegetables.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I offered you $1 million to eat a steak right now, would you do it?
Yeah, $1 million, of course. yeah.
I was kind of expecting you to say no.
I'm gonna eat the shit out that steak.
No, that's fair because with that $1 million, how many animals could you save?
Yeah, and how many, how much, whatever I need, green juices, I could buy all the green juices after that and get all that out.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to throw this out there, I saw on one of the blogs that you were in some sort of love triangle with Chris Brown and Soulja Boy.
No. Chris Brown has always been my friend. Soulja Boy, a friend. Like,
so this was just a rumor.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It was just like I had a picture with both of them.
Okay.
So they kind of just like, oh, she fucked with both of them. You know, like, no.
So the blogs just put this together? You didn't date either of them?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, never dated either one of them.
Wow, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, just, that's good. Just friends, yeah, no.
I thought that was pretty epic.
No. I don't know why they put it like that. That was kind of awkward for me. I was so young. That was so bad for me. I had so much mental anxiety.
Oh, really?
Of that. Yeah, I was like, dang, like this. Now people think I'm like a bad person or like whatever they want to call me. Like,
wow, so you were getting like the tabloid treatment from like a real young age, and they were just making shit up out of thin air?
Yeah, I was so young at that. I was like 18. Like, I just did not like that. I don't like that kind of attention. Like, because of male, I just don't want my name attached to nobody. Like, I try my hardest, and of course stuff happens, and I learn my lessons as I go. But like, you know, all I could do is just learn from certain situations. That's why I move the way I do now. I don't really, even if I work with an artist, I don't really try to take a picture with them. Like, I don't want people to just twist things.
Well, that's the weird thing about being a pretty girl, too, is if you take a picture with a dude, it's just everybody's going to fucking take it to mean a very specific thing, you know?
Yeah, no. I've only really been, like, in 2 public relationships that I claimed. Other than that, I'm not claiming nobody else.
Really? Okay, because that's what I'm like looking at all the stuff that's been posted about you in blogs, and it's kind of hard to tell because most of it seems like if you're linked to somebody, it was kind of like there's just a photo of you standing near them.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
like
it doesn't
attacking me. I don't know. It was not.
Right.
Yeah, no.
So the Lil Baby thing though, you claim, or Lil Bibby, you claim that?
Yeah, that was my boyfriend for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you were around during the whole Juice WRLD thing and everything?
Yeah, I love Juice. Yeah.
Wow,
Juice,
that must have been crazy.
He's really nice.
How'd you even meet him?
How'd I meet Juice?
Lil Bibby.
Lil Bibby. He messaged me on Instagram, and we kind of just like would just message. He kind of just would message me on Instagram, but not really like try to see me like that. And I thought that was interesting about him because I actually saw you when I was with him before at BOA. Yeah,
Points at Shirley Jew.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was like, yeah. That's funny. That's when I first saw you. But,
so what? He wasn't thirsty, and you found that kind of intriguing?
No, I mean like he would DM me, but like yeah, I thought that was like interesting because I like usually my type is like quiet, calm, like not really pressed guys. Like at first, at least, like I don't really like that. So and that's how he was. And yeah, we would just message each other, and I responded to him when I was in London shooting out there. I used to live out there, so I spent a lot of time in London. So when I came back, I just messaged him back, and I was like, "Oh, I'm back." Da da da. And then yeah, we've just been inseparable ever since.
How did it end?
How did it end? Just got over it, I guess. Nothing bad.
Just kind of went your separate ways at a certain point?
Yeah, he kind of just like was dealing with a lot, like, after Juice and like his new artists, and like he would get real busy, and we kind of both got in the music industry, and I don't know, we just became like not really the same people anymore. But it's all love still, there's no issues at all.
You ever watch the old like YouTube like documentaries about the whole No Limit Chirac thing? Freak yourself out for a little bit.
I was a huge fan of him before.
Musically? I thought you were too young.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was a huge fan of Bibby, like a huge fan.
Right.
But like other than that, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's like my friend Trap Lore Ross did a whole documentary about No Limit and the old days of all the shit that they had going on in Chicago.
I don't know anything about No Limit. I just was a fan of Bibby. That was it. Like I didn't.
Look at that. He's a real one. Dated 4 years. He didn't tell us shit.
Yeah, I don't know about No Limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a weed store at one point?
Yeah, I did.
Where was
not
that?
Weed, it was a smoke shop.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I sold CBD there. It was off Pico and what's that street? Pico and La Brea. Yeah.
How'd you go about opening this? Or do you have like a partner or something? Like...
Kind of. So My friend who we actually worked together on Glam House, it's a nail salon but also clothing salon now. I work with her on the clothing side, and the other side of it is nails. I actually got my nails done there. So yeah, so she was like, oh, there's like a storefront a couple doors down. If you want it, like I could talk to the owner and he'll just give it to you. And I'm like, I've always kind of wanted like something that has to do with like a dispensary or like a smoke shop, but a dispensary is so far fetched. Like you need so much to open that.
True.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna make it a smoke shop.
And if you got $1 million for eating a steak, you still couldn't open a dispensary in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Still can't. It's like hundreds of millions, I think.
People who see this
like
clip and didn't see the other clip are gonna be really confused by that. But okay, so you just opened it up. Are you a big pothead?
No, I mean, at one point I can be, but like I'm not. I don't have like an addictive personality, so I don't really like.
You like being around it though?
Yeah,
like the
I
ambiance?
smoke. Like if like people I'm with is smoking, or if I'm in the studio, yeah, I'll smoke. Or like if I'm just chilling, I don't have anything to do, yeah, I'll smoke. But like I don't have to. Like I'm not like, oh, I need a blunt or I need to smoke. No.
Right. You ever get too high?
Yeah.
Like,
too high.
Does that happen to you easily?
If I don't smoke for a while, yeah. But like if I get too high, I just get too quiet and like I just don't want to talk or like real sleepy. So
Right.
I don't really try to like smoke like that.
I miss the old days of my relationship where I would let my girl hit the blunt one time and then she would just go to bed next to me. She doesn't even want to be near me if I'm smoking at this
Really?
point. Yeah, she hates the
Oh, no,
smell
I
of it
don't
now.
mind. I don't mind being around it. If I just don't want to smoke, I just won't smoke. But like sometimes I will. If it's around me, I will.
Right. Okay. So after you had the Drake and Rick Ross song "Go Crazy," from your perspective, did you want to like really double down as a producer, or how did you kind of continue to pursue that?
So I kind of was just like, I want to take everything slow because like being a girl producer, I'm not as good as the other producers. Like, you know, it was just very nerve wracking for me because I couldn't really have anyone to talk to. Like, I can, like, most producers in the game are like my brothers. So, like, I can talk to them and ask for advice, but they're not a girl at the end of the day. So, it's like they don't really have the correct information on what I'm asking them that's actually gonna like really help. And a lot of them have really helped me. Like, those be like, don't think about it too much. Just do what you have to do. Just focus on your work, you know, just do that, you know, like don't focus on anything else. Like, but at first I didn't know how it would be, but now I know how it's gonna be because I've done it for a couple years now. But like, yeah, it was just very nerve-wracking. What was your question again? Did I answer that?
Just how you went about pursuing it after that, because I feel like after the Drake song, it's kind of like the world is your oyster. Like everything you might want to do, you probably got labels trying to sign you.
Yeah, people was reaching
everything.
out immediately. Like people was reaching out as soon as the song came out. Like it was crazy. But I was reaching out to artists I would want to work with, and they would hit me back. Like, and it was just, you know, always about work. Like that's all I really wanted to do is work with all my favorite artists. And that's kind of like what I told myself even when I worked with Drake. Like if I'm gonna work and do this producer shit, I want to work with Drake. Like I want to work with people that I want to work with, you know? So, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's amazing. But have you worked with any other artists since then? Or like, are you thinking about putting out like a full project or something?
I was
at a
thinking
certain
about
point?
that. Yeah, I actually already kind of have that, but like I'm just like a perfectionist, so I want it to be like super perfect. Like I want everyone to love it. I want it to go viral on TikTok. Like I want to make a real statement with the position I'm in as a female producer. Like I don't want it to just be, oh, she's a female, is whatever, you know. Like I feel like in the music industry people try to do that to women, and I want it to be like undeniable. So I've kind of just been in my perfecting stage now.
Yeah, because I mean, when you really think about it, there's been like female producers in rap, but you haven't really seen one become like
a Metro
huge.
Boomin.
I'm probably like forgetting. There's probably some exceptions to this that might be worth mentioning, but you haven't seen a ton of that of like a girl be able to be a Metro or a DJ Khaled or whatever.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I would want to be. That's what I'm working towards. Like not just being the best female producer, but the best producer.
Right.
Like just, you know, being the best I can be, comparing on compared to anyone's beats. Like, that's just what I'm focused on.
But is it hard to balance that? Because I feel like when you're off doing this modeling shit and like having a real social life, that it's probably hard. Because when I think of like producers who win, it's kind of like the mega nerds who are down to be in the fucking studio for extreme periods of time, working their asses off.
I used to be like that. I used to be a mega nerd when I was just sitting by myself, not talking to anybody. I could really just sit and just do that, and I can do it now. But it's more on a like. All right, let me just chill. Like, let me think about what I need to do, who I'm trying to work with, like, and then, work on that. But you would have to spend a lot of time in the studio. I just don't have the mental
technical knowledge.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I just feel like it's probably when you get into the really elite level of being a producer, it's probably like, well, once you're good at it, it is what it is. But I just feel like learning a lot of that stuff is probably pretty hard. But
yeah, it was hard at first. And I'm still learning more as I'm going. Like, it's a lot of things to remember, a lot of different folders. A lot of plugins, a lot of stuff.
If I were you, I would just get like a ghost producer. I'm gonna hire you. You make ill beats. I'll pretend that I made them.
A lot of producers do that.
Right, because
I'm not name dropping.
But you have like the face for the brand, so you could just do that and just do whatever.
Yeah, I do have producers I signed that like they'll help me out with my beats or finish them, or if they have a beat that they want pitched, I'll throw it in the pack. Like, yeah, of course. But like full on ghost, I like to just be, a part of the creative process. So yeah. But like my producers, of course I would do that for them.
Interesting. Damn, you got a whole team under you now?
Yeah, I do.
That's dope. Okay, so are you in a relationship right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is it Jaylen Brown that you're with?
No.
That was another one I saw when I was scrolling the blogs.
No, I'm not with Jaylen Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
no.
That's just made up, or you're laughing like you don't even know him?
I mean, no, we're friends. Yeah, we're cool, but no.
But that's just another. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
What's the dude you're dating do?
What does he do?
What lane?
You'll find out eventually.
Oh, we're gonna find out one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be like very low key about it?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Amazing. We don't argue. I don't have no problems. We're very, very good.
Do you think once it was Instagram official, that might taint it?
Huh?
Like if once you're Instagram official, do you think that might make things complicated, having so many people commenting about it and shit?
No, I think we're both pretty like mentally strong people, so I don't think so. No, but I don't know if I would. I don't know. I'm not really worried about posting it on Instagram. Like I'm just a private person, Everybody talks to somebody. I'd be lying to sit here and say I don't talk to nobody.
Right.
But yeah.
It's kind of weird because it's like at a certain point, I feel like it would be hard to hide. Like if you're going to the club with the person,
not hiding anything.
You'd have to like deliberately like not be standing next to them so they wouldn't say
in
that.
My life. Anything I do, that's probably why it looks like the way it does. I don't hide anything. If I want to hang out or be friends, I'm gonna just do that. But like, no, I don't hide anything. My goal is not to hide anything. I'm not really like I do like change things of how I move, but I'm not really like a super regretful person. No.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just learn from things and move on differently.
Respect. Okay, so anything else you got going on that we should know about?
More music on the way, more music production by CC.
Right.
Modeling campaigns by CC. And yeah, follow me at Sydney Christine with a C.
For sure. Are you thinking of changing your Instagram name to Lil CC or something? Because
I looked at it. Someone has it. I would have to like talk to Instagram about that or something because it's a not active page.
Right.
But yeah, my model name is Sydney Christine.
Oh, yeah. For the modeling shit. Yeah. That's probably better, right?
Yeah. I mean, either one. I don't think they'll be like, oh, we're not going to work with you because you're a Lil CC. But like, that's what it was before.
When you're a model, is there a bunch of shit you're not allowed to do? Because they have like a code of conduct that they want you to uphold.
No, that's not, I guess I don't know what all this stuff comes from people saying. I mean, maybe just when I entered the modeling career, I don't like there wasn't any like I've never felt like I can or can't do it. I mean, they'll probably be like, we don't think you should be like riding a motorcycle or like something that you could scrape yourself.
Well, that's
but
smart,
like yeah, they're more like about your safety. But like nah, nothing about I have to lose weight for this. I mean, they do prefer you to be a certain body type, but they would never just sit here and tell you to do it. No. It's really completely up to you.
That's too much for them to actually tell you to lose weight. might be like.
They've never told me, and I've been at different types. My weight fluctuates. I could be thick, I could be skinny, I could be in the middle. They don't say anything. Like they
cool.
don't.
Respect.
I've never had that issue.
That's good. Body positivity all day.
Yeah, a lot of body, especially
good
now.
Note for us to end it on.
Yeah. For modeling, it's just if you're confident and you know how to take pictures, like that's really mainly what they look for now.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's an honor that you did your first interview with us.
No, thank you. It's an honor to have No Jumper. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. No Jumper. Shout out No Jumper.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks so much. And everybody tap in on all your social networks and everything.
You.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Lil CC, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, etc. Like, comment, and subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support.
Bye, guys.